That sharp chemical smell of a new shirt isn't fresh, it's a warning. We are going inside your closet to reveal the formaldehyde, heavy metals, and forever chemicals that major brands use to manufacture convenience at your health's expense. 20. The formaldehyde fog. Why your favorite tea isn't wrinkle-free, it's toxic. You love that wrinkle-free finish, but convenience costs. The chemical giving your shirt its smooth texture is classified globally as a human carcinogen. We're breaking down the hidden danger of formaldehyde resins, the invisible toxin clinging to knitwear. Formaldehyde is a corporate choice. Fast fashion uses these powerful resins to prevent wrinkles and shrinkage, keeping that just-bought look. It's their solution, but a health hazard. The risk starts when fabric touches your skin. This chemical finish causes allergic contact dermatitis, leading to chronic itchy rashes. This isn't a mild itch. This is often a persistent, oozy rash specialists struggle to treat. The betrayal is profound. You pay extra for a garment designed to look good, yet it releases a substance known to increase long-term internal issues. Independent testing shows cheap garments contain formaldehyde levels above safe limits. Companies prioritize speed and profit over safety. Imagine paying for elegance only to realize you're wearing a slow-release chemical compound against your largest organ daily. That smooth texture is a red flag. 19. The deadly dye, when the cheapest colors bleed, more than just water. The vibrant colors of fast fashion are impossible to ignore, but that cheap, intense pigment holds a dirty secret. We are talking about azo dyes, banned in many nations, yet they saturate the global supply. When your dress bleeds, it's not just color washing out, it's potentially releasing carcinogenic chemicals. Azo dyes meet your body chemistry. Exposed to sweat, these compounds transform into aromatic amines, chemical agents known for causing serious illness. The dye, harmless in the vat, becomes a recognized toxic agent when catalyzed by your body heat and perspiration. This process turns a garment into a source of internal risk. Darker shades like black require the highest concentration of these dyes, making them the worst offenders. The skin doesn't just suffer irritation, it becomes a direct entry point for these toxins. The true failure is the lack of testing. Companies prioritize rapid trends over ensuring the dye won't decompose. What is the real price of cheap, bold color? The convenience of cheap color shouldn't outweigh the cost of absorbing carcinogenic agents through your skin. 18. The nickel nightmare, why your jeans button is causing a chronic rash. It starts as an incredibly itchy red patch at your waist or wrist. The true culprit is a heavy metal lurking in the hardware of your cheapest jeans. This is the truth about nickel, a potent allergen used recklessly in zippers and snaps that causes chronic skin misery. Nickel is a cheap alloy, perfect for cutting costs. When nickel fasteners are exposed to sweat, the metal leaches out. This triggers nickel dermatitis. The rash appears directly under the button or clasp. Companies know that swapping the cheap nickel alloy for surgical-grade stainless steel would cost mere pennies more, yet they choose the allergic shortcut. This corporate shortcut means they willingly sell a product designed to cause an allergic reaction. Imagine realizing the source of your skin irritation wasn't something you touched, but the garment covering your body. That simple metal button is an enduring symbol of fast fashion's disregard for wellness. Before we move on to the solutions, let me know in the comments. Which one of these toxic truths shocked you the most? Have you ever had a skin reaction you couldn't explain? 17. The stain-resistant lie. How fast fashion coats your body in forever chemicals. You bought a water-repellent jacket, believing you secured quality. What you purchased was a textile coated in PFAS, the same forever chemicals found in toxic non-stick cookware and linked to serious health issues. These substances are designed never to break down, even on your skin. Your water-repellent raincoat or spill-proof casual pants are actively shedding systemic poisons. PFAS are synthetic chemicals used in fast fashion for water and oil resistance. Manufacturers apply them to save costs. Studies show these compounds easily transfer from fabric to your skin. Once absorbed, they accumulate in your body. Scientific literature links chronic exposure to these toxins with compromised immune function and thyroid problems. The calculated lie sells stain resistance as convenience when it's a delivery system for poison. The convenience of a stain-resistant garment isn't worth the biological accumulation of persistent toxins. It's a trade-off benefiting only the corporate bottom line. 16. The phthalate phantom. The hidden plasticizers in your faux leather and prints. You may think you're saving money with that faux leather jacket, but the material's softness is bought with phthalates. These industrial plasticizers, banned in children's toys, are rubbing off directly onto your skin. Phthalates are essential because they make rigid, cheap plastic supple. The softness you feel in that graphic print, or the pliable give of the fake leather, is the sign of a chemical that is actively interfering with your hormonal messengers. Phthalates aren't chemically bound. They leach out through friction and heat. These chemicals are endocrine disruptors. They actively interfere with your body's hormonal systems. For women, chronic exposure is worrisome. Manufacturers use them because they are the cheapest path to texture, ignoring the disruptive effects. It is a chilling realization that the element making your clothing look appealing is the invisible agent undermining your internal health. 15. The toxic smell. That new clothes aroma is a health hazard. We all recognize that sharp chemical smell of a new shirt, a scent we mistakenly call freshness. Instead, recognize it as an urgent health warning. That volatile odor is the chemical finishing off-gassing, irritating your lungs, eyes, and compromising your skin barrier. That smell is caused by volatile organic compounds, VOCs, lingering from manufacturing. VOCs include residual formaldehyde and solvents. Manufacturers use heat shortcuts, forcing these compounds onto the fabric quickly, leading to higher concentrations. If you smell that harsh chemical scent, understand that it means the garment was pulled from the processing line too quickly, and the off-gassing process is now happening in your home and on your skin. Exposure causes immediate symptoms: watery eyes, headaches, and skin irritation. It is a profound realization that the scent meant to signify a new purchase is the audible alarm bell of a chemical cocktail you are bringing right into your personal space. 14. The black dye blunder, the most dangerous color in your closet. When you choose deep black, you're selecting the item with the highest concentration of potential toxins. Achieving intense black requires a chemical process so overwhelming that the final product becomes a frequent cause of chronic skin irritation. Achieving deep black is chemically challenging, forcing reliance on high concentrations of dispersed dyes. These are potent sensitizers. Residual unbound dye remains trapped. When you sweat, the moisture and heat cause the dye to leach out, triggering a fierce allergic reaction. Dermatologists frequently identify this as delayed allergic contact dermatitis, often appearing mysteriously in the armpits, the groin, or the waistband where fabric and sweat meet. The lack of proper washing is a cost-cutting measure. It is a chilling irony that the color designed to be sophisticated is the one carrying the deepest chemical burden. 13. The synthetic sweat trap. Why polyester is a dermatitis. Waiting game polyester is the undisputed backbone of fast fashion. Its non-breathable nature creates a dark, humid microclimate against your skin, trapping something far more dangerous than perspiration. Synthetics repel water. When you sweat, moisture is instantly trapped. This non-breathable plastic creates a veritable chemical steam room against your skin, a perfect humid incubator where dormant toxins are woken up by heat. This hot environment causes mechanical irritation, and the heat leaches out residual chemical compounds. This results in severe irritant and allergic contact dermatitis. Fast fashion chooses cheap synthetic blend ratios because they are most profitable, knowingly creating a chemically hostile scenario. The supposed convenience of cheap synthetic wear ends up creating a constant battle between your skin and the unforgiving plastic. 12. Heavy metal. Hazard, the chrome, and lead hidden in faux suede. Heavy metals are still heavily used in imitation fabrics. The chrome, lead, and copper used to color cheap faux suede are handled carelessly, so toxins rub off directly onto your skin. Achieving rich color in imitation leathers requires intense toxic chemical processes. Fast fashion relies on chromium and lead. The problem, these elements aren't securely bonded. Constant friction causes the metals to leach out. Focus on that chronic irritation under your belt buckle or the persistent redness where a cheap faux leather strap rubs your neck. That's the chrome and lead leaching out. The presence of these heavy metals is troubling due to systemic internal toxicity links. It is a sobering reality that the price you pay for imitation luxury is the absorption of elemental toxins. 11. The antibacterial. Trick fostering superbugs on your workout gear. Your leggings claim to be antibacterial and odor-resistant, features that sound smart. But this relies on chemicals that irritate your skin and contribute to a perilous public health problem. Odor control is bought with triclosan or silver nanoparticles. These agents disrupt the natural microbial balance on your skin. You buy a garment for freshness, but you are effectively paying to disrupt your body's delicate microbial barrier and contribute to the rise of resistant organisms in our environment. These chemicals wash off and contribute to antibiotic resistance. The irony is staggering. You expose yourself to irritants and contribute to a serious long-term health issue. This is a stark reminder that when a garment promises a technological shortcut, you must look closely at the hidden cost. 10. The cheap cotton con. Hidden pesticides and skin sensitivity. Cotton is supposed to be safe, but the volume required by fast fashion necessitates massive amounts of conventionally grown cotton, routinely doused in chemicals that leave residues. Most inexpensive cotton clothing is sourced from crops relying on pesticides like glyphosate. Trace amounts survive manufacturing. Even trace amounts of agricultural chemicals like glyphosate, heavily used on conventional cotton crops, are enough to trigger systemic irritation in highly sensitive people. The natural label is betrayed by the toxic growing process. Fast fashion chooses the cheapest cotton, the one with the heaviest chemical load. The cheap cotton shirt, which should offer relief, is often a delivery system for agricultural chemicals. 9. The toxic stretch, elastane, and the hidden irritants in activewear. That perfect second skin fit in your cheap leggings is courtesy of elastane. To give the fabric extreme stretch, chemical accelerators and anti-degradants are used, potent sensitizers. Elastane allows fast fashion to create inexpensive, form-fitting garments. Stabilization introduces highly reactive chemicals, like rubber accelerators and dispersed dyes. When you exercise, the tight fit, sweat, and heat encourage chemicals to leach out. The heat generated during exercise forces these plastic softening chemicals to migrate straight out of the stretch fiber and onto your skin. This results in severe allergic contact dermatitis. The great irony is that clothing designed for movement is chemically engineered to irritate the skin precisely when you are attempting to be healthy. 8. The sun protection scam. Chemical filters in your summer clothes. Fast fashion markets. Cheap summer shirts with built-in UV protection, UPF. While sun defense is crucial, the chemicals used can be more irritating and disruptive than the sun itself. For UPF, manufacturers apply generous amounts of chemical filters, like UV absorbers, benzotriazoles. In cheap textiles, they are prone to leaching. The same benzotriazoles used for cheap UV blocking are flagged in scientific literature as endocrine disruptors that actively interfere with your body's hormonal balance. These compounds can cause photoallergic reactions. The chemical reacts with sunlight, worsening the rash. Fast fashion uses the cheapest, most chemically heavy method to gain the UPF label. The summer shirt intended to be your ally against the sun's rays may, in reality, be delivering a chemical cocktail that undermines your skin and internal chemistry. 7. The children's wear crisis. Fire retardants on tiny bodies. Fast fashion's cost-cutting enters your children's closets, disguised as safety. Cheap pajamas are treated with potent flame retardants, chemicals linked to developmental disruptions and easily absorbed. The chemicals used to meet fire safety standards cheaply are problematic. Manufacturers saturate synthetic fabrics with organophosphate flame retardants, OFRs. A child's skin is drastically thinner and more permeable than an adult's, making them shockingly susceptible to absorbing these fire-retardant toxins during their longest, most vulnerable period. Sleep. Exposure to OFRs is linked to potential neurodevelopmental and hormonal disruptions. It is a chilling thought that the garments designed for safety are acting as an unexpected source of internal chemical disruption. 6. Beyond the basics. Toxic solvents in cheap rayon and viscose. You might choose rayon or viscose, thinking it's a semi-natural alternative. But the cheapest versions are created using a highly chemically intensive process that leaves behind toxic solvent residues. Conventional viscose rayon is greenwashing. Turning wood pulp into fiber requires chemical baths, including carbon disulfide. The residual solvents, specifically carbon disulfide from the cheap manufacturing process, cling to the fiber, potentially causing respiratory irritation and chemical runoff long after the garment leaves the factory. In rapid factories, washing is inefficient. Do not be fooled by the natural origin of these fibers. A chemically polluted fabric should never be against your skin. 5. The PVC illusion, hard. Toxins in soft accessories. Fast fashion accessories often rely on cheap PVC or polyvinyl chloride. PVC is fundamentally dangerous, relying on chemical plasticizers that actively interfere with your body's crucial systems. PVC is popular because it is the cheapest way to imitate leather. Production generates dioxins, and the final product requires phthalates to make it flexible. Phthalates leach out easily through friction. This plastic is a chemical sponge, leaching phthalates that actively confuse and disrupt your body's delicate endocrine messaging system through simple skin contact. Phthalates are endocrine disruptors. When you purchase an accessory for its style, you should not be forced to accept a constant chemical burden that works against your internal health. 4. The t-shirt tag trauma. When the label causes the itch. The small tag sewn inside your cheap t-shirt, or the logo printed on the neck, might be the source of your chronic irritation. The glues and inks used for this inexpensive labeling are rich in known skin irritants. Manufacturers bypass woven labels for heat transfer plastics. Inks contain residual phthalates or dispersed dyes. Friction encourages leaching. The persistent, mysterious rash right at the back of your neck or along the small of your back is often not the shirt itself, but the cheap plasticizers in that small heat-transferred logo. The irony is cruel. The small mark of the brand is actively signaling discomfort and chemical intrusion against your skin. 3. The bleach backlash. Chemical residues in crisp white shirts. You buy white clothes expecting purity, but achieving that intensely crisp white requires harsh chemical bleaching and optical brighteners. Residual chemicals left behind trigger severe photosensitivity and irritation. Fast fashion's goal is a pristine white, cheaply. This involves chlorine-based bleaching agents and optical brightening agents, OBAs. OBAs make fabric appear whiter. When these unrinsed optical brightening agents meet summer sun, they trigger a photoallergic rash that feels like a chemical burn, compounding the damage from UV exposure. It is a profound contradiction that the garment intended to be a symbol of freshness is one of the most chemically treated items in your closet. 2. The microplastic. Mistake: synthetic fibers. Choking your skin. When you wear cheap synthetic fast fashion, you are wearing plastic that is constantly, invisibly shedding tiny fragments. These microscopic remnants irritate your skin and act as vectors for other chemicals. Fast fashion relies on petroleum-based plastics. These fibers are fragile and shed millions of microplastic fragments. You can't see them, but these brittle synthetic fibers shed millions of abrasive fragments, and some studies suggest we ingest and absorb quantities equivalent to a credit card every week. These plastic shards cause mechanical irritation. This is the hidden toll of cheap synthetic style: wearing a garment that slowly but surely delivers thousands of microscopic pieces of plastic directly to your body. 1. The $5 fashion filter. Why the lowest price always carries the highest risk. This isn't about one chemical, it's about the reckless supply chain that makes $5 shirts possible. The rock bottom price is the single greatest indicator of a product that skipped every critical safety check. Safety is the first sacrifice. This price point forces manufacturers to use the cheapest, most chemically heavy solutions. The $5 price tag is not a bargain. It's an admission that the company refused to spend the extra few minutes and few cents required for proper health-protecting chemical cleanup. Corporate failure means the consumer is left with toxic residue. This relentless pursuit of cheapness is a chemical catastrophe, but don't despair. If these 20 brands are toxic, the next 10 are your map to sanity. The fibers and certifications that actively protect your health, starting now with the gold standard of purity. 10. Certified organic cotton. The only natural fiber you can truly trust. After navigating chemical fabrics, know what true purity feels like. This is the gold standard of cotton, a fiber verified as chemically clean from seed to garment. The reliable stamp of purity is the Global Organic Textile Standard, GOTS. This standard is chemical safety at every stage. This certification is the anti-venom to the pesticide-soaked cotton we discussed, guaranteeing no harmful azo dyes, heavy metals, or chlorine bleaches were used. GOTS prohibits these toxins. Do not accept a simple organic claim. Always look for the GOTS stamp, the only seal that guarantees both purity and chemical safety. Feeling a little better? If you're finding these solutions helpful, hit that like button, so I know to make more content like this. 9. The Tencel. Triumph Why Sustainably Sourced. Lyocell is the ultimate skin soother. Imagine a man-made fiber softer than silk, entirely breathable, using a closed-loop system that recycles 99% of its solvents. This is the next generation of quality. The fiber is Tencel Lyocell. Its production is the opposite of toxic viscose manufacturing. Tencel's superior smoothness drastically reduces the friction that triggers dermatitis, while its breathability prevents the moist microclimate where residual toxins thrive. Its natural moisture-wicking properties pull perspiration away. Choosing Tencel is a vote for ethical chemistry, providing a luxurious feel that is scientifically proven to be cleaner and kinder to sensitive skin. 8. Cashmere and Merino, the luxury wool standard. That naturally repels odor. Some fibers are so intelligent they require no chemical treatment to perform. These natural wools are expensive, but their value is found in their clean structure that actively fights odor and moisture. Quality wools are nature's high-performance wear. They regulate temperature better than synthetics. High-grade wool possesses natural antimicrobial properties. Because of this natural intelligence, you eliminate the need for the chemical triclosan and other antibacterial agents, making it inherently cleaner and safer against your skin. The true quality of these luxury wools is their ability to deliver high performance and hygiene through elegant, time-tested natural processes. 7. The OECO-TEX Assurance, looking for the label that guarantees safety. If you want absolute proof that a garment is free from the chemicals we've discussed, you need the right label. This single international certification is your ultimate shopping filter against skin toxins. The label to look for is Standard 100 by OECO-TEX. This globally standardized testing system goes far beyond regulations. OECO-TEX is your simple filter because it tests the final product for over 100 banned substances, guaranteeing zero chemical skin irritants. It explicitly checks for banned azo dyes, heavy metals, and flame retardants. Brands that invest in the OECO-TEX certification demonstrate the highest level of transparency and commitment to chemical safety. 6. Vegetable tanned leather. The only safe option for belts and bags. For accessories, the difference between contamination and safety comes down to a process using tree bark, not heavy metals. We are returning to the pure, time-honored way of making non-toxic leather. 90% of cheap leather is made using chrome tanning, which leaves toxic runoff. High-quality brands opt for vegetable tanning. This is a slow process using natural tannins. This slow, natural process not only makes the leather fully non-allergenic, but ensures it will not crack, flake, or leach heavy metal salts onto your skin like cheap chrome-tanned accessories. Choose the patience of plant-based tannins over the speed of toxic chemicals. It is the only way to guarantee your accessories are free from heavy metal leaching. 5. The clean dye revolution, brands committing to zero hazardous chemicals. Vibrant colors came with a steep carcinogenic cost, but a profound revolution, led by responsible brands, proves vibrant color can be achieved without toxins. These innovative brands commit to the Zero Discharge of Hazardous Chemicals, ZDHC, standards. Brands that commit to ZDHC prove that achieving vibrant color requires a higher non-negotiable cost in time and technology to ensure zero toxic colorants touch your garment. They use cleaner dye alternatives and invest in rigorous wastewater treatment. The commitment to clean dyeing is the ultimate signal of quality. It shows a brand is willing to sacrifice cost efficiency to protect your skin. 4. The hempen linen. Advantage fibers that naturally resist pests and fungus. The best materials require minimal human interference. Robust fibers are virtually immune to the heavy pesticide spraying required for cheap cotton. Production. Fibers like hempen linen, flax, are heroes of clean fashion. They are resilient crops that naturally resist pests, requiring minimal pesticides. These ancient, naturally robust fibers are so resistant to pests that they eliminate the need for the heavy pesticide spraying that contaminates conventional cotton. These ancient fibers are truly clean from the earth up, providing a naturally therapeutic and chemical-free layer of protection for your skin. 3. Recycled synthetics, a safer second life for plastic. If we must utilize synthetic fabrics, there is a right way. High-quality brands utilize certified recycled polyester, rPET, a process that results in a cleaner, better-tested final fabric. The intensive cleaning, melting, and reformation process required for rPET actually strips away more impurities than found in cheap virgin synthetics, making certified recycled plastics a cleaner choice. Responsible brands subject this reformed fiber to OECO-TEX certification, ensuring residual chemicals are eliminated. Recycled synthetics are only a high-quality choice when paired with rigorous testing. 2. Small batch production. The link between low volume and high oversight. The scale of fast fashion enables its toxicity. but brands doing it right embrace smaller production runs, allowing for meticulous, hands-on quality control. In small batch production, the higher price reflects a non-negotiable investment in quality assurance. This low-volume approach allows supervisors to manually verify dye penetration, proper curing, and chemical residue removal, eliminating the rushed shortcuts common in mass production. The small batch model is the fundamental structural defense against chemical contamination. 1. The transparency test. Why a brand's honesty is your best defense. Your most powerful tool against hidden chemical toxins is a brand's documentation. A company's willingness to openly share where their fabric is sourced and what chemicals are not in their clothes is the ultimate signal of quality. High-quality brands live by supply chain transparency. When you shop, look for those clear, visible assurances. Seek the GOTS, EE Cotex, and 10-cell certifications. This is the ultimate quality marker, a brand's willingness to be fully transparent, allowing you to buy confidence and peace of mind, not just a garment. We've uncovered the shocking truth behind fast fashion and given you the essential blueprint for a clean, non-toxic wardrobe. Don't let corporate secrecy dictate your health choices again. If you found this essential guide helpful, hit the like button, subscribe right now, and comment below with one change you plan to make. Tap the notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the secrets hiding in your home.